Next in the series of the urgent alerts is the question of just letting everybody know that there's no Nigeria still in place for anyone to govern after the current round. I repeat, for the people rushing towards 2023 election, there is no Nigeria still in place for anyone to govern under that constitution that has been defeated. What it means is this: like you are all familiar with lands and title deeds, the document that makes the land yours. The constitution is the title deed. The 1999 constitution is the current title deed by which the entirety of the Nigerian territory is held together as one political union upon which a government is anchored, and all of what that government does, and the states created, and the exclusive list, and every provision you see, the ownership structures created, everything you know as Nigeria, the military, the police, the electoral process, and all the institutions of state that you know, the local government areas, and all the rights and boundaries for where one begins and who takes what, who brings what, the tenure of everything you know as Nigeria. The definition of Nigeria is that constitution. The title deed by which people can sit in Abuja and be doing things in Port Harcourt to allot, to seize the port of Port Harcourt and allot to Dangote and his Intel's associates, to seize the port of Lagos and allocate to Atiku and his Intel's associates, to seize the port of Lagos and allocate to Dangote, or to seize the oil and gas of Niger Delta to allot to Dangote to refine for them in Lagos, when others cannot be part of all of that, to seize the limestone of Benue to allot to a Fulani fellow to become the richest man in Africa. Those are the things that that title deed. When you hear that the constitution is the title deed, it is the right of the owner of the estate to do with it as he pleases. That is what the Fulani is doing with your oil and gas in Niger Delta, is doing with your port in Lagos, is doing with your bitumen in Ondo, is doing with your limestone in Benue. But, and that's a big but here now, that title deed receives its life from the claim that we authorize it in the preamble that says, we the people have solemnly resolved to live in unity as individual. That claim is coming from the mouth of the Yoruba, who are now complaining, the mouth of the Ijaw, who have been complaining, the mouth of the Igbo, who have been complaining, the mouth of the Fulani, of the Tiv, who have been slaughtered. That claim that they submit themselves into this union is the authorization for that title deed, is the signature sustaining that title deed. And the further claim, both of them falls, of therefore we make and enact, give unto ourselves the following constitution. That is, that we have agreed to be in one political union, and that we have also written the articles to govern that political union. That's what that constitution, that's what makes that constitution the kind of title deed we're talking about. If anything happens to that title deed, like a landowner that loses his title deed or gets the title deed invalidated, we have stepped forward, the owners of the sovereignties that are detained here, the Yoruba as Yoruba in Yoruba land, the Ijaw as Ijaw on Ijaw land, the right to self-determination, which is an incident of their sovereignty, is what Nina has rallied them to exercise together. because we say positively that we have not met. The proof of what we are saying is also in that constitution. Let the lawyers in the land be confronted by whoever is desirous of finding out. The decree number 24 by which that constitution was imposed is printed by error in the constitution itself. Absalom Abaka telling the story of how he came about the document, he said from the committee that went round and came back to him, and he now added and subtracted and declared what is left to be called the 1999 Constitution. That is the full story of the document. He left an instruction in subsection 3, subsection 1 of that decree number 24 of 1999. The instruction is that that decree should not be printed, should not be seen by anybody, so that nobody will ever know this dubious source of that Constitution. But because that decree was printed inside the Constitution, it's still there. If you go out to the traffic now to buy a copy of the Constitution of 1999, you will see that decree number 24. Then you compare the story of Absalom there and that false claim in the preamble. That was what we took to court in 2007 to say we didn't, to invalidate that Constitution on the grounds of legitimacy. It's not the legality for the lawyer, for the mediocre lawyers that are all over the place that are saying the document is not legal. The document is legal, but it's not legitimate. And it is that legitimacy that is more important than legal, because it can only become legal if it is first legitimate. If we made it, if we didn't make it, then we don't have no constitution. That's what we are saying. We're only tolerating it for the sake of peace, for the sake of, avoiding anarchy, because anarchy may come if we don't manage it the way we're managing it. But let nobody think it's going to remain like this. It wasn't like this 20 years ago. It wasn't like this 10 years ago. It wasn't like this 5 years ago, that people are now challenging everything in every part. And we have organized them to be able to do it conclusively, because it is their right that is inalienable. It's called the right to self-determination. That is their right to live in their spaces unhindered, undisturbed by anybody. The Yoruba will have that right, the Ijaw will have that right, all of those, and it's inalienable. And we have organized them to be able to exercise it at this time, in rejection of that imposition by this caliphate that imposed that constitution. And so what we're telling us now is that whether people listen or they don't, because some will think, oh, if we can get to election, then Ninas has failed or Tony has failed. You fail it. We just laugh at you, because you are going to find out the hard way that there's no Nigeria to govern by the time you get to that other end. Therefore, all the way to when the election happens, we are going to carry on. We are going to carry on with what we're doing everything we can to stop, to finalize the return of the sovereignty of the people that are hijacked here by that constitution. You can get to the election itself, and the dynamics of this debate will have gotten so bad that the election will collapse on the head of those organizing it. You can get to the day you say you've finished the election, you've sworn in the winner. As long as that winner is swearing to defend and uphold that fraud of 1999 that has my signature, he won't be allowed to enjoy the benefits of that title deed under that instrument. Whatever be the nature of the fight, there's no war. For the people who will be frightening other people, that war will come. War between who and who? Look at this map again. Nobody from this alliance territory is going to be in any war with anybody in that alliance. Let it be clear. If there's going to be any fight, it will be between all of the owners of Nigeria and the invaders, the Fulani that are invading, aided by our illicit federal government. Let it be clear. Look at the map again. So there's no war that is coming anywhere. If you insist that that forged instrument, that fraud is basis of union, at a time the owners of the land have said it is no longer basis for them, and went to solemn assemblies to do so, and you think you have become stronger than all of them to now go to government house and swear to defend and uphold their enslavement, they are going to challenge you. They are going to challenge you the day after. So it doesn't matter that you wobble on and get to some kind of vote and announce some kind of result. The morning after the entire shenanigans, you are going to come face to face with the owners of the land that are saying This title deed can no longer be basis of you coming to operate in my space. That is the issue we're trying to resolve now. And it is in that light that we are reminding the owners of the land, those who are being confused now by the noise of election, come for PDP or APC or ABGA or Young People's Party. These are all distractions being thrown at you by people who are determined to take your land. And it is your choice to remain indolent and not take that land now that you have defeated the fake title deed, the bogus title deed called the 1999 Constitution. What we have done in the last 22 years has defeated that document. It is up to you to step forward and take your land right now and become the owner, begin to repair the damage of Nigeria that's been over there over 100 years in your space. If you don't, and you allow them to go to election and pretend that they are still in place, of course, the ones they promised your land are hanging in the wings, trying to take the same land. So the land is, your land, your sovereignty, everything that belongs to you is on the table for takes now. If you do not step forward now that Ninas is inviting everybody to come and take their own, if you get yourself distracted going towards election, and those people who are hanging in your forest now get to where they have the opportunity to take it by force, kill you, because they are pointing guns at you. You can't touch gun under that instrument they impose. That's the reason they are the only ones holding gun. The ones who are supposed to be stopping them are not stopping them because they are part of the scheme of how to hand your land over to them. So that is your situation. If you want to take back your land, this is the time to stand up and take it. If you are not taking it, those people that came from across the border, those Fulani that came from Senegal and Mali and everywhere, that are hanging in your forest pretending to be herdsmen, they will take it. And then you have a new problem. Because if they already conquered you, and you are now struggling, nobody has conquered you now. They are still hanging on the land in the pretense that you approved by way of that constitution, the title deed. We are pulling back our signatures. That document is dead. They know. That's why they have come to reconquer you, so that they can stand on the basis of that conquest on your land. Having been slowed down to this point, you have a chance to step forward now. If you listen to what Ninas is saying, your land will be back in your hand inside 2022. You don't even need to go to any 2023. But if you are not listening and you allow the renegades from the South and Middle Belt who are waving political party flag and inviting you to election of PVC plastic, whereas the people that are contending with you are waiting for you with AK-47. They are waiting for you, aiming at your land. You are aiming at going to sit in government house. They are aiming at taking your land. And you are just making yourself available, validating that journey. You are the one validating the journey for how they can succeed. All of those who are buying form to go and contest election, anybody who sees this video should send it to Peter Obi, who already told us that the problem Nigeria has to contend with now is the question of the engine that is knocked, not the driver that they have to find. What has changed for him to step forward now to say he's a better driver for all of us to hire? The economics statistics that are being cited, how small money can be used to achieve big things, that is not the issue. That is not what is the issue now is the false claim that we are in a union. What is at issue is this attempt to exterminate the owners of the land and take their land. It is not economic statistics that will solve that problem. It is the recovery of sovereignty before we begin to talk about how to manage that sovereignty. Like the engine and the driver. If we don't have an engine in the vehicle, what kind of work, what kind of driving, what kind of movement will take place if a better driver comes? But as it is, unfortunately, election is not what will solve the election, will compound the problem. And that's why we're trying to let all our brethren know that that is what they are dragging us into. It is the caliphate that has an interest in taking us to election. The outcome of that election, they are not counting vote with you. Did they win the election of 2015? Did they win the one in place now? Did they win the one of 2019? And what are you going to do if you submit yourself to a process and they now say, they call the international community together to say, oh, we have finished. This is the person who won. Is it at that time you now come and agree with us? If something snaps, all of those from the South, The same thing going to the ones in the southwest, the Tinubus and whoever else is buying from in the southwest. The same thing in the middle belt, Yoshua and Co. Where are you taking your people to? Where are you taking them to? In this kind of a setting, under which constitution will that election and the governance that will follow from it happen? Let us listen to ourselves down. But most importantly, let it be sounded clearly to everybody concerned, including those from the caliphate side. There's no Nigeria anybody is going to find to govern the day after 2023 election. We have a whole year to go and sort out the terms of our union. If we choose not to, and we go by brigandage, like we saw Mahmoud and Mongono talking about how everybody must come to that, even if the house is on fire, election will be. That is the desperation that is. They want to seize this land by dragging you to that corridor where they can do the finishing. It is your choice to stand up and take your land now that it is free to be taken. If you are not taking it, the ones in the forest who came from Mali and Senegal are going to take it. Then it becomes a tougher task for you to recover from them. It's easier to recover now that we have defeated the title deed by which those who are holding it now are holding it. I think we can stop there.